All right, so I really didn't expect hype on the Air Jordan 5 in 2025. Honestly, kind of crazy, but this is the Air Jordan 5 Retro OG Black, White, Metallic Silver colorway in an OG-esque style box here. And what we get in this box is something that is, I'm kind of confused, to be honest. First of all, it's awesome. Let's start there. But also, let me grab the thing here too. There's a hang tag that comes with it too, so it's a white frosted little hang tag. It's kind of a cheaper version of the ones that we normally get. It's still nice to get something, but the reality is for the $210 price tag, I would have expected this to be better than just a little plastic cutout. I'm nitpicking a little bit, and I know people are gonna be like, dude, just be thankful you got the shoes. I ended up getting these from the Finish Line app. I think it was Finish Line or JD Sports. And basically, you know, I got early access and I got them, and then I didn't think anything of it. I didn't even try to hit them on sneakers. I was like, one pair is good enough. I'm happy to be able to get them if I get them, and I was able to get a pair of them. But I think that the crazy thing is they sold out as of at least right now. I'm sure that they're, honestly, I'm guessing that Nike's like holding back stock to have like a little bit more of a wow factor to these, because the fighting was insane for this release. Now, they went back to like first come, first serve in store, a lot of different places, and you saw fights, you saw people getting shot, all sorts of stuff over this shoe. It basically created a lot of unnecessary violence. And part of me is just kind of wondering, is like Nike gonna get sued one of these days because of their antics? This really could be for any like collectible that's released in like a falsely limited supply. One of the I guess examples would be Pokemon, although they've already went on record and said that they're addressing the issue, saying, you know, some of the newer sets out there, they're gonna be releasing in larger numbers, so just, you know, wait it out. That doesn't mean that it's easy to get the product now, but it does mean that they are trying to print and create more and more and more. This is a little bit of a different situation though, because Nike's been under a lot of hot water lately, and if they're actually like holding back stock and creating more violence because of the releases the way that they're happening, that's just something bad that's going to be happening to them in the long term if they you know, have extra violence like this happening, especially when people are dying or, you know, getting physically hurt over their products. That being said, that's a long sidebar, but we do have a pair of the metallic 5s, and I'm a fan of the original colorway as well. It's definitely one of those most nostalgic pairs that we've seen. The grapes were the one kind of oddball colorway, the black metallics, and then you had two different fire red versions, one with a black tongue, one with a silver tongue. This silver tongue is 3M reflective. I love that. But this version of it is a little bit different, as you guys may or may not know. The piping, it looks like just like kind of a white piping all over, but it is actually a reflective piping, although I will say it's not very, very reflective, but it is a reflective piping on the shoe. And then you also do have a reflective Nike Air on the heel of the shoe. So interesting that they went with the OG branding. They didn't give it an OG treatment, even though they're calling it an OG, and they're charging us $210. On the flip side of that, this is a reimagined version. So this is where things also get a little bit confusing to me, because last year we saw a reimagined Air Jordan 4. This is a Bred 4, but done with leather. And then we saw a reimagined Air Jordan 1, and this one was done in suede and nubuck instead of leather. So they kind of changed up the materials and give us OG color blockings. And this is another one that is reimagined, and I guess that is a difference, the fact that they're reimagining this one with the extra little hits of reflective details. If that's the case, I think it's kind of cool. And all of that aside, I really 100% dig this release. Even if they had a million pairs of these, this would be one that I would want to get. I do like the changes that they made, but it is kind of weird that it's like an OG colorway again with some subtle changes from the last retro. In fact, I would say that if you want one that's like true or truer-ish to the OG form, I would say go back to the 2016 version. That one had the Nike Air branding on the back that was actually stitched on instead of the Nike Air branding that is done in the reflective material. And it doesn't have the extra piping around all of the panels. But I will say that the 2025 version with the piping around the panels, I actually dig it. I think it looks better than the typical pairs. I think it's because it just adds a lot more pop to the all black upper. The other thing I think they did really solid on the shoe is the fact that they used the white laces pre-laced up into the model. I feel like that is where all of the hype is coming from. Honestly, you look at the shoe and you're like, dude, it kind of has some piping on it from the images. You have the white laces. Michael Jordan actually wore this exact kind of combination with the white laces and the black metallic Air Jordan 5s. And so I think that having that kind of lore behind it makes it a little bit more desirable, even though it's not true to the OG form. It has some OG stylings that I think are very dedicated, and it looks really cool. And honestly, I think that the Virgil Abloh 5s with the off-white, and then we have the Ama Maniere Air Jordan 5s, black metallic sort of vibes to it as well. I feel like this coming with the white laces is just done really good, and it shows you that simple, kind of fun, impactful changes to a model can make it pretty desirable overall. Like, I love the white laces, I love the piping. The reflective Nike Air on the back is up for debate, but everything else, I think detail-wise, is solid, and I like the look, and it pops a lot more than the regular pair. And speaking of the original pairs, they did release back in 1990, many years ago. They did have a retro in 2000, another retro in 2007, 2011, and then 2016. Two of the retros actually had a number 23 stitch on the side of the shoe. As for the fit and the quality, the fit is true to size in my opinion. A size 9.5 is normally what I run with in a Air Jordan 5, and this one is no different. I would say that the quality is pretty decent as well. It's kind of this nubuck material all over the upper. I was a fan of this stuff back in the day, and it's not bad feeling overall. I mean, it's not super good considering either. Like, I remember Raging Bull 5s with the suede on that. That was like one where it kind of changed the perspective of like quality on an Air Jordan 5. Previously, it's like, oh yeah, it came with the same material that it previously came with, which is synthetic or not, like it is what it is. But I like the overall feel of it when you were younger and stuff, like feeling like the Air Jordan 5, it was pretty soft to the touch. And you know, this does have that same feel to it. Now as for details on the shoe, like kind of boring stuff, but I'll go over it for you guys. Again, white laces. You have rubberized mesh on the side panels of the shoes as well as on the tongue. On the bottom section of the tongue, you actually have a little bit of a neoprene hit down here. And normally that material is used on the entire tongue. However, on the metallic silver 5s, you have the metallic reflective material on the tongue instead. You have the embroidered red Jumpman on the tongue, and then also on the lace lock, it has Nike branding on both the red and the clear. And then all of the panels, including around the lace holes and stuff, are done with that silver metallic piping. Nice little touch there. So on the back side of the tongue, you do have that Air Jordan that is upside down, and then on the insole, you do have the Nike Air branding. Speaking of Nike Air branding, you have that on the heel as well. Again, done in that reflective metallic material. And then on the sole of the shoe, you have the Jumpman down here, and then also the Nike branding in the black section. Now the midsole has a nice matte black finish to it, and then you do have the silver like little shark teeth down here that has the black paint speckles to it, and then you do have that translucent sort of blue outsole. And just a fun fact for you guys, I didn't have the Air Jordan 5s when they originally came out. I did play basketball at the time. Unfortunately, I had a Payless pair. It was painful, man. It was kind of like a fire red colorway of the Payless version, and it had kind of the plastic netting on the sides and the fake little air unit, and it might have even mocked the clear soles that they had on the 5s. I just remember loving to see like clear outsoles. It just made, I mean, it's like Nike Air and translucent like soles and stuff. It was just like one of those things that just hit perfectly. And it was, you know, I still love the clear soles to this day, even though they get dirty and stuff. It was just one of those things that they did such a cool job on. And then I also liked how they put like images underneath the clear soles. Like back then I used to skateboard and I would have like clear deck tape, and I would put images directly on the deck and then the clear tape over top of it, so it would have that same sort of effect. It's like one of those things that hits your youth and you don't realize the impact it had. And then now, many years later, I'm like, yeah, I still love it, man. It's just a fun, crazy design that they were able to create with Tinker Hatfield back in the day. So anyway, so the pros again, reflective piping looks great. The Reimagined look is nice. The white laces right out of the box is stellar. There's decent quality on here, and Michael Jordan actually wore a version of this with the white laces. I like that. Some of the cons though, the price point at $210 is not super awesome. Also the reflective Nike Air on the heel instead of having that stitched on patch. I do kind of like it on this version because they went with the metallic piping, so it kind of goes together with the metallic emphasized theme. However, you know, obviously it is one of those things that some people are going to rather have the stitching. I actually don't mind it, but again, if you're looking for the OG, go for the 16 version. Other than that, the fighting and the violence and stuff over sneaker releases needs to stop immediately. Hopefully Nike's taking note of this and making changes so it's not going to happen like this in the future. And hopefully, you know, people stay safe out there. It's not that serious over a pair of sneakers. We know historically speaking, Nike is like king of holding back product. So there's no point in waiting for something in line, fighting over it, and then seeing it restock online later. Like, just don't do it, man. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the look at the Air Jordan 5s. Appreciate y'all for stopping by and watching. I think they did a fantastic job on these, and I'm happy to add these to the collection, pre-laced with the white. But have a good one. Hopefully we'll see you guys back on the channel for some more sneaker content very soon. All right, peace, guys.